challenge, a new season, 4 new circuits to play on. Everybody in the sport of karting is delighted to see Alexander Bondarev back up to full strength and full speed, and his switch to the Kart Republic team really has put him in the best possible frame of mind. A new challenge, a new season, 4 new circuits to play on. This is his best chance of winning the title, isn't it?
It really is, yeah. And, you know, when you come back from something that happens as horrific as an accident, you know, when you do get injured, it is always a long road to recovery, but it just shows that the best drivers out there can come back quickly. And he has in this. You know, he qualified well. He put in a good spot, and, you know, he starts this one on the front row. And I think, you know, it just shows it's a testament to everything that he's achieved over the years.
And he's absolutely one of the contenders for the victory this weekend here in Spain. It's going to be a tough one, but he has all the tools up his sleeve to get it done. Zach Drummond and Alexander Bondarev on the front row of the grid. Davide Bottaro and Matías Orjuela on the second row from Maria Giamarino and Scott Lindblom. Then it is Vivek Kanthan and Luna Flusha, Sebastian Lettemaki and Merel Beldes. Henry Domain and Marcus Schilcunas from Filippo Sala and Oliver Kinmark, Scott Marsh and Kimi Tani, Sebastian...
Really here, there will be drivers who you are watching right now that in a few years' time will be on the world global scene racing for, you know, the Formula One World Championship. So, you know, we'll have to see who will get it. Into the tram lines we go. Green lights are out, and away we go in towards turn number 1. And it's Zach Drummond with a good run on the inside, but round the outside. Bondarev, brilliant start, takes the race lead.
That is a phenomenal launch from the young man from Ukraine, and he's leaving them standing as he goes through. Bondarev leads from Drummond, absolutely magnificent from around the outside, and the boy wonder from Ukraine has absolutely monstered it. Drummond is now going with him. He's picking up momentum, and the Paralin is going to try and challenge for the lead as soon as the opportunity strikes. But what a start from Alex Bondarev. Up to third has come Matías Orjuela, the Colombian. Luna Flusha's on the charge. She's looking very strong in there behind the 2-1-3 of Marianito. So the ladies are pushing on front of the field. And there's Lindblom taking his prisoners as he goes to battle. But what a start from Bondarev.
Yeah, brilliant start. It was well timed on the getaway there. Absolutely side by side with Drummond, but just could carry more speed around that outside line as chopping and changing. Lindblom under pressure here as through goes Davide Bottaro. Down the inside through turn number 1. He's got the rest of the field coming through as well, because through goes the 2-1-3.
Well, Nito almost got through. Lindblom was not prepared to let that happen, but this could be an interesting double act. There's Nito and Flusha, the 2 ladies from Portugal and Spain. They could team up here, and they could actually go through the field together and show the boys what is absolutely the way to do this. 271 is in behind. That's Henry Domain, and then his teammate Filippo Sala just in behind in the 2 Sodis. But Bondarev under pressure already from Zach Drummond. Watch for Matías Orjuela, the Paralin, in 3rd position. He's got a good chance to move his way forward. Sorry, no, the Leclerc chassis. He was in the Paralin last year. Now he has moved across to the Leclerc by Lennox race team, and he's got the Paralin behind him of Vivek Kanthan. So up to the chicane. Kanthan's going to get his move up the inside. Lovely job. He was playing American football in the paddock in between the lunch break and this race. And to be fair to him, he has absolutely got himself up into a nice bit of adrenaline rush, because he is now fighting for the victory up front.
Yeah, always good to get your heart pumping before you go even faster out on track. But like you say, doing well up into P3 with a nice overtake through that final chicane. On lap 3, Bondarev still leads, but like we say, he is under pressure here from Drummond. Checks over the shoulder just to see what's going on behind. He can see that Vivek Kanthan's got through into P3 now, but he's still got that buffer, the battle buffer as I like to call it, to go to work if he needs to. Like you say, as he goes through this section here, staying behind, but he's got a good exit out of this corner onto the back straight. Can he maintain that momentum as he goes through? No, it looks like it's just struggling a little bit on the top end here, is that Paralin as he goes through. Does close up again under braking, but just can't match the pace of that Kart Republic car as it goes back across the start-finish line. This is the closest Drummond's been. Is he going to go for the move? I thought he looked like it, but he thought against it. Stays there in P2.
Well, this is the difference, isn't it, between the IAME engine in the back of Alexander Bondarev's Kart Republic and the TM Racing unit in the back of Zach Drummond's. So they are obviously very competitive, but Vivek Kanthan is now the top man in the race in terms of lap times. Drummond had the inside line nailed there as he gets through past Alexander Bondarev. And now they're going to have strength in numbers. Vivek Kanthan is almost certainly going to make his own play to get through on Bondarev. In fact, Bondarev knows he's coming, lets him go. But this will be interesting. There are no team orders in karting. Kanthan will want to win just as much as Zach Drummond. If Bondarev keeps it nice and patient in third, he could still pick up a win.
Like I say, it's parallel 1-2 here. Drummond and Kanthan. They're going to do well here if they can latch onto each other and just break away from the rest of the pack. But like you say, it is down to Kanthan here. He could just go for the race lead if he wants to. It's a question mark of if he does or not. Across the line they go. It's still Drummond who leads from Kanthan, Bondarev, Orjuela, then Botaro, then Lindblom, Flusha, Sala, Neto and Marsh, the top 10. Scott Marsh, brilliant result. Alfons Mittinen, 7 places gained as well. And where's Stefan Antonov? 10 places gained. He's up to P17.
Yeah, really good run so far from Alfons Miettinen, the Finnish driver for the Diamond Racing team. Going very strong here in position and keeping it nice and tidy as he makes progress through the field. He's been working his way gradually through. And the Finn for Diamond Racing looking good. Now, Bondarev has not given up hope on the win in this one just yet. He still has plenty of opportunity to work his way further forward. Vivek Kanthan is not going to take too many points off him. Drummond will, but he's going to hope that Vivek Kanthan is going to have his own designs on the victory here. They come off the turn and Kanthan is going to go for the move on the inside of Drummond. He dives in. That is not really what Drummond wanted to see. He was hoping his teammate would work with him to pull away, but Bondarev is insisting that Drummond doesn't go for the move on Kanthan, just stretches away, and the three of them can run in tandem.
I'm amazed that Kanthan went for the move there into the final chicane. It's a risky place to do it, let alone on a teammate mid-race as well. So he got it done. Obviously, Drummond saw the move coming, so he didn't try to defend it at all.
Bondarev coming back in.
There it is. And again, Drummond won't like that at all. He's got to try and fight this one back. But Bondi, like you say, is pushing away now, up for second place.
Bondarev tapping his helmet now. Come on, think. Let's go after Vivek Kanthan together. Let's work as a team. And Orjuela running in 4th place. And Davide Botaro in 5th will want to join in on this. If the 4 of them can cut through the air efficiently, they can gain back the ground on Vivek Kanthan. But this is great news for Bondarev. He's going to take points off of Zach Drummond. He's only going to gain 3 while Drummond gains 3, so they'll end up on the same amount of points if it stays like this. But Bondarev still has good top-end speed in the Kart Republic with 3 to go. So Drummond and Bondarev are both going to have 173 at the end of this one. 1 point off the mark of Timo Ramakers, by the way. So Bondarev will definitely want to overtake Vivek Kanthan before the end of this one to move back in front of the Belgian. Let's have a look at a replay. This is further back in the pack. That was the dive from Kanthan initially to get through on Lindblom, and that's what started the chain reaction. So Vivek Kanthan, ever since that point, has been absolutely monstrous. And there we have, this is Nato trying to get in on her teammate Lindblom. And watch the insistence of Scott Lindblom. No, you don't. And that was so nearly Nato spinning off for a 2nd race in a row.
And Luna Flusha would have gone with that as well if that had gone wrong. But luckily it didn't. And they all still remain in this race. Only one driver, I don't think even started the race or has retired. Victor Rad, who's not come across the line. The 497 looks like a retirement.
Yeah, Victor Rad, I think, actually pulled into the pits to retire because I can't see him anywhere out on the circuit. And I didn't see his transponder stop out mid-flow, so I think he's actually had to pull into the pits to retire his kart, which is very unfortunate indeed. But Kanthan, fastest first sector of all out in front. It doesn't look like a massive chance of him losing that much ground to Bondarev anytime soon. He's on the penultimate lap. So Vivek Kanthan, I think, is about to come of age here, the American. He's done a fantastic job in the build-up to this weekend. And now here in the Paralympics, he's got a chance to take centre stage for the first time.
Yeah, solid performance so far, but eyes are on the battle here, a little further back, being led by Botaro. And I think he's actually managed to get past Orjuela. He has, yeah, so Botaro moved up now into P4. Lindblom still in that battle, and Luna Flusha at the back of that as well as latched on. Dropped Neto, who's, you can see there coming through the chicane. He's got the close company of Scott Marsh for the Sodi team. Coming through in the back of shot, but eyes on this one. No moves going through turn 1. Everyone just buying their time, but Lindblom looking like he wants to try and get past Orjuela here. Orjuela looking like maybe struggling in this latter start of the race.
And Vivek Kanthan has just set the fastest lap of the race at 56.0. Of course, he had a difficult weekend earlier on. If you remember, he had that retirement. So his tyres have not been worked quite as hard as other people's around him. So he can afford to push a little bit harder to go for the victory here. So Bondarev getting into 2nd and Drummond being in 3rd place. That's not bad going from either driver. But Bondarev setting the fastest first sector of anybody in this race just for good measure. Kanthan responding with the fastest second sector of anybody in this race. But Bondarev is going to have enough of a gap over Drummond to be comfortable. Vivek Kanthan, meanwhile, is going to get his first win in FIA karting of any kind, sort, or description. A brilliant run from the American. Vivek Kanthan takes the flag. That will be a special win for him in the Paralympics. Had a fantastic run, and it turns out doing what he does best, playing American sports in the lunch break, has given him just the right key in to go for the victory, and he's done a great job there ahead of Bondarev and Drummond.
Yeah, brilliant little result there. He'll be very pleased with that one. So Paralympic Motorsports, Vivek Kanthan from America, after 9 laps, 12 kilometers, takes the win here at Valletta.
A great run from the American. Alexander Bondarev second, Zach Drummond in third from Davide Bottaro and Matthias Orjuela. Scott Lindblom ahead of Luna Flusha.
On the website. So let's have a look then at some of the highlights from that heat. And again, it was initially a good getaway for Drummond, but Bondarev on the outside line, much better getaway from the start-finish line, and sweeps all the way around the outside to take the lead early on in the race. It all kicked off then further back as everyone squabbled for position, as a trio of Tony Karts coming in, line astern, albeit not for the same team. Crossing through the final corner, it was the nice train forming. This is where we saw Lindblom get under pressure from Bottaro. Bottaro went through, and then we start to saw Maria Neto and Luna Flusha trying to get through as well. Very close, but Lindblom closing the door late on the apex.
How close was that to a big accident between Neto and Flusha? Drummond getting his move on Alexander Bondarev fairly rapidly in, but then Vivek Kanthan picked them off one by one. First Bondarev got that one done fairly nicely, and then in the chicane to get the move on Zach Drummond. That was brave, but it was bold as brass, and it was a fantastic move from the American as he dived through to take the place of his Scottish teammate. So a brilliant run, and Vivek Kanthan just cannoning it all the way to the flag. Eventually Bondarev did steal second place back again to level the points tally between himself and Zach Drummond. And there were some good charges through as Bottaro then took on Matthias Orjuela to get into fourth position before the end. But Vivek Kanthan becomes the latest driver in junior to take a victory in the FIA karting paddock. A big result for the American and a great run for the Paralympic team. Now, we turn our attentions from OK Junior back to the OK Senior category run.